This is what my life looks like on the road. In this episode of the vlog, we're headed to Austin, Texas for a media tour, and we're going on some of the biggest shows we've ever been on.
Tell us exactly how you think about it.
Chris has 2.5 million subscribers. For this tour, I had a couple friends that are part of my coaching group. I do these things called Jetset Masterminds where I invite people to come with me on these tours. So I think I had Jeff, Cassidy, and Jeremy, all incredible entrepreneurs.
Essentially come on the jet with Dan to experience what it's like to shop your dreams. The Jetset experience holds a special place in my heart as a content creator because we get to show people what we do behind the scenes. And I don't know how long Dan's gonna keep doing it for because it is a steal.
So then we had Sam, who's my creative director. He took over the role that Ann, my executive assistant, usually plays, which is scheduling and coordination of managing everything. And then we brought Nick from the media company with us so that he could document the whole process. He'd never been on a private jet.
Are you having fun, Nick? I'm having a lot of fun. Is this kind of blowing your mind? You get in the energy of the frequency and it actually amplifies everything. So that's the reason why I love having my team here, is because you guys now get to experience this, which means you can't forget it. And now you have a belief that's way broader than what you had before. That's why people should shop their goals, because it puts you in the energy of ownership, even if it's deferred for now, but it's possible. Glad to hear, man. You work your ass off, put your time in. Appreciate it. You know I love you though.
So we landed in Austin, you know what time it is. It's time to get a pump. But I was excited for what's to come after, because I heard there was gonna be some special people at Dan's Founders Dinner.
I'm at the top and that's literal. I'm making money, it's digital. They watch how I step in this pivotal. They wanna be me in this pivotal.
Go. Get closer deep. All the way down, Sam. All the way down.
Pass the grass.
Pass the grass. Pass the hamstring. Let's go.
How do you feel, Samuel?
You see the colors too?
You can't manage this, can't break this bar funding.
We are at the Indeed building.
Let's do it.
Say they love you, lady, funny, You can't match my energy, and yeah, you know.
Then we headed to the Skinny Confidential pod with Lauren and Michael Bosnick, who host not only the podcast, but are the founders of Dear Media, which is an aggregator of some of the top podcasts you've ever seen. The staff are amazing, just super gracious. I absolutely love them as people, and the questions they ask, nobody had ever asked me those kind of questions.
What do you do on a Sunday to set up your week to be the most successful week when it comes to time management?
It occurred to me that it doesn't matter how much money I have. It's what I do with my time that's going to dictate if I'm feeling good. And I'm not about happiness, I'm about fulfillment. So then I had to be honest with myself and look at my calendar and say, am I doing things on a weekly basis that allow me to operate and live in a way that feels good? I've already defined what the strategy looks like for a perfect week in regards to placeholders. Essentially Sunday to Saturday. If this happened in a week, I would feel like I won the week. So on Sunday, unlike most people that like plan their week, my week's kind of already baked because I've already figured out what are the buckets of things I want to do in those times. And as those requests come into my life, they just get slotted into those spots. Does it mean that my friends want to go mountain biking on Thursday and I go Tuesday nights? Yep. You know, you hear it all the time when you're flying. It's like, put your mask on first before you help other people. I just think people would be a lot happier and a better version of them for the people around them if they actually put themselves first, right? If you don't make plans for yourself, then people will make plans for you.
They're pros. They're incredible. They're super kind. They're funny. I love the dynamic. They ask very relevant, broad questions. You can tell they create the space, let the conversation go. And that's why I told Michael, he has the ability to ask questions he knows his audience is listening. Because sometimes when
Connecting you to an emergency dispatch center.
Well, stop it then.
Please stay on the line. A live emergency audio feed.
I thought it was lobby, and I hit the help button. I may have hit the help call button thinking I was hitting lobby.
We didn't get anything.
Okay, I can't be the only person that's ever done that in the elevator. No, okay. Have a great day.
Then we went back to the hotel to go to the founders dinner that night.
I literally was telling the group, I was like, okay, so Alexi and Preston, they won like the beautiful people lottery. Like,
Dude, so did you. Look at you. You are huge right now, bro.
When I travel, I always want to use the time when I'm in a city to build relationships. Founders dinners is just a great way to bring friends I haven't seen in a while together so they can meet each other. So there's some value add. But then for me to catch up with 6, 8 people in the same night, it's invaluable. I don't know why people don't do them more often. And I usually do them every day, if not lunches as well as dinners.
You know, yesterday I caught myself throttling back. I didn't like it. People ask me a question and I know what I actually believe, but I'm like, if I say that, man, I'm just gonna cause a big show right now. Yeah. So I didn't say it. There's once, maybe twice that happened yesterday, and I promised myself today I'm not gonna do that. I'd rather people disagree with me for something I have conviction around than to water down my beliefs. And then people think they know me for something that I'm not.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I'm still kept it 100. Yeah.
So today we got 2 podcasts, with the final one being Modern Wisdom with Chris Williamson. I was pretty pumped to say the least, but I was also freaking nervous. I mean, Chris has 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube.
well, that's the beauty of having a car. You just go.
That's actually a freaking hack, leaving all your stuff in it.
It's the hack. It's a condo on wheels. Let's go, man. Making it happen.
Thanks for making this happen. How's it?
Dude, I'm pumped. How's the day? It's been good. Yeah, we head down, do a little Gold's Fitness in town. Dude, I'm pumped for this talk. I don't get conversations about like wellness, brain, health stuff. And then I'm actually in town for Williamson's podcast. So I'm doing that right after. So we just flew in. I got my own plane, so it's like a in and out kind of thing.
Chris is like one of my best friends on the planet. Some new age shit that I do before recording the conversation is that I like doing like a little breathwork thing.
Yeah.
Are you open to such a thing?
100%.
So a person has $1,000. They want to start putting their life together. They want to get to a point where they maybe have $100,000, and they also want to do it in a way that doesn't just feel like a grind. And they want to find alignment within themselves and find purpose within themselves. How do you coach that person?
My favorite thing is just to find out what they would like. What do they love to do already? I actually think when you're born almost perfect. And then you kind of go through life and things happen to you, and then it creates all the mask, if you want to call it that, or the gunk. And I think one of the things that people don't give themselves permission to do is they don't just allow themselves to like love to do something. What are you inherently good at? Like the thing that somebody says to you, like you're really good at that, maybe for your age, maybe for the little amount of time you've been doing it, but there's just like you have a propensity for a thing.
Yeah, pulling your friends is something that I've heard that's a great idea.
Then I always go to like, okay, how do we monetize that? Like, what's the world willing to pay for this? You know, and that takes creativity. And that's where I think reading books and consuming content, like there's some aspect of entertainment that could be part of this. And then hopefully, and this is where I got so lucky at 17, you know, discovering software and computer programming, is find something that you would just be willing to do all the time, like obsessed. And some people are like, that's not healthy. I'm like, shut up. Like, I don't, there's nobody that's done something that you admire that didn't have a level of obsession.
Hey, bro.
Boom.
Bam.
That's a great pod.
Good times. I didn't ask any of the questions that I had planned. That's good, though. Perfect.
And so it is. Right now we're going to do Chris Williamson, Modern Wisdom, one of my fave pods.
You know, the team's worked hard up to this point. We've grown Dan's brand from, you know, having less than 100,000 followers on Instagram to over 500,000 now. And I was pretty pumped to get on the show with Chris because that was a huge milestone for the whole media team.
Chris, Dan.
How are you?
So nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you too. This guy, weird dude.
Is he full of shit? Should I trust him?
Get out of the way, All right, let's do it.
It's one of the top podcasts in the space. It's like top 50 in the world. And I just want to make sure that I delivered. Now I prepared. To say that I wasn't nervous at all would be a freaking lie.
Well, given that most people intend on buying back their time when they become wealthier and more successful, why is it the case that so many successful and wealthy people suffer with more busyness and chaos rather than less as they keep on growing?
So I went through 2 failed companies, 17 and 19, that left a scar. And it wasn't until I was 23, I decided I'm going to do this again. And in the first year, finally got traction. Like did like 900 and some thousand in year 1, which is like blew my mind. The problem was I didn't know why I was successful. So I was running around spinning plates. And I only had one tool, which is essentially work my butt off. And I'm going to keep doing what I do.
Terrified of failure.
So, so terrified. Like
I have never understood the sentence, people aren't scared of failure, they're scared of success. Until I heard you say, the reason that people are scared of success is that they have a higher point to fall from now.
Yeah.
You go, okay, so it's still failure.
It's failure.
It's just failure from a higher altitude.
Yeah, a perceived failure of attainment of something. It's either where I'm at and I fall down. I'm not scared of winning. I'm scared of having to renegotiate the new standards at that level with everybody in my life. It's like if you lose weight. Like most people don't even want to lose weight because then they got to keep it off because if they put it back on, then they fail. So it's easier to just maintain what they got. Like I don't want 10 million. And like what's funny is the language they use. They actually like poo-poo it. They like, it's not about this stuff. You know, it's like, I'm not a car guy. I hear all this stuff and I'm like, no, it's actually a lot of fun driving around in a fun car. Like, so don't say you're not a car guy. You're telling yourselves these stories so you don't have to attain, because if you do, then you're going to have to ask yourself, like, what's this new level of responsibility? Because people always ask you, like, you know, how did you know, or how did you do it? It's like, I don't know if I can tell you, because there was a point where I started to trust myself.
The trust thing is kind of like my conception around motivation, that most people overcomplicate motivation. There is no deciding to do the thing. There is simply just doing it. Yeah. Sam Harris and Jocko Willink talk about how there's no such thing as faking courage. You know, if you do something in spite of being terrified of doing it, that is what courage is. And I think that the equivalent exists with motivation, that there is no such thing as faking motivation. If you do the thing in spite of not wanting to do the thing, that was motivation. And if you didn't do the thing, no matter how much you wanted to do it, then that wasn't motivation. So we add this sort of unnecessary middle step, and the trust in myself thing is a huge part.
You get rid of the word motivation?
I just really think that most of motivation is bullshit. I love this idea. I'm writing about it at the moment. It's taken forever. This idea of something which is literally true but functionally useless.
Say more.
So porcupines can throw their quills. No, they can't. Porcupines can't throw their quills.
Fascinating.
They're not fucking dart throwers. But if you believe that porcupines can throw their quills, you'll stay a bit further away. So even though it's literally false, functionally it's true.
Oh, good. That's good.
Heck yeah.
Dude, this is an honor, man. I really appreciate it.
Dan Martell, everyone.
Thanks, Chris.
I'm right. Yeah.
Holy!
What an absolute marathon.
For real. That was great. You're
so
a pro.
Much fun. And just a casual 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Was that 240?
240, baby.
Oh, that's going down as that's a record. What I admire most about Chris is his preparation. He asked me questions for things that I knew that he had to do some deep research. And now he's become a dear friend. I mean, we're texting every other day with ideas and people and introductions. So it was an incredible time, and I was just honored to share some thoughts on his pod. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Let's see if I get a reaction from Mr. Stoic himself. Let's see. Do I get a reaction from Sam?
That was good, man.
That's all I get is that was good, man? That was good, man? That's all I get. Like 10 out of 10, how do you feel that went?
I think that was a solid 9, for sure.
2 hours, 40 minutes. It's like, what more do I need to give you, Sam? I gave it all to you. Holy cow.
So we finished the pod with Chris, and we're heading to Dallas next. Stay tuned for the next episode. But we wanted to experience Austin, so we got our driver to get us barbecue to eat on the plane, which was an amazing way to celebrate the day.
If you like this video, check out my last media tour in Nashville and stay tuned for part 2 next week.